I've got a sickness going through my chickens. It's not good for people, so why is it good for animals? To properly digest their food, they need some roughage in there as well, and that's where the hay comes in. Good morning, y'all. Amy here, and welcome back to the farm. This morning I'm going to be taking y'all around and showing you my morning chores because things are a little different than they were before. We've got some new goats, we've got chickens and other goats moved around, so I thought I'd take y'all with me and show you what I do now. Also, you're gonna have to forgive me, we're all a little under the weather today. In the south, under the weather means we're all sick, in case you didn't know. So we're gonna do some chores, and I'm gonna show you how I do it now. So let's go. Okay, y'all, the first thing I'm gonna start with this morning is my chickens. I've already been out to check on them this morning, make sure they're all still alive, because y'all, I've got a sickness going through my chickens. I had them in chicken tractors. All my chickens were divided up, okay? And when I had a chicken with a sickness, I could just quarantine those few, and the rest were all fine and still getting eggs and everything, and I'd treat those if I needed to. Very, very uncommon for them to get sick, but if anything happened, I was able to treat it. Well, y'all, I put them all together, as you know, and then they got sick. Now, this could be stress-induced sickness. Or it could be because I brought in a couple other birds from a different place, or could be like, I mean, even rodents can bring in sicknesses, okay? So, and as you know, it's a farm, we have rats. Point is, I've got some sick chickens. It started out with like congestion, they would cough, and they had a little bit of runny noses. It's moved into like swelling in their faces. Yes, there's a lot of possibilities of what it could be. I'm treating now. I was doing some non-drug treatments. Like, I was boosting their immune systems with apple cider vinegar and lemon juice in their water. I was giving them garlic and cayenne pepper to boost immune systems. I was doing some natural things first so that I could still keep the eggs. But starting yesterday, I've started them on some medicated feed, and I'm going to go a little bit more intense on treatment for them. So if any of y'all who watch this get eggs from me, y'all, the stand's gonna be closed for a while I go through treating my chickens, because I'm not gonna be getting eggs or consuming eggs from them for a while. So what I'm gonna do this morning to start with, I have their regular layer crumbles here. Y'all, my chickens eat crumbles. Mine won't eat pellets. I tried pellets because it's so much cleaner and less wasteful, but they won't do it, so whatever. I've got the regular layer crumbles here, and I've got a medicated feed, about 2 quarts of medicated feed that I'm gonna mix into the regular layer pellets, okay? So, not pellets, crumble. We're gonna mix that into there. Now, what I have been doing is I would take the regular feed and I would mix in the garlic and the cayenne, but my jar of that's empty. I need to go get some more. So for right now, we're just gonna do this. But normally I would add garlic and cayenne powder, red pepper flakes, things like that. The chickens don't have like heat receptors, and so they can have spicy things, and it's good for them, it's good for their health, and it doesn't affect them at all. Like, they can't taste spicy, so it's fine. We're gonna give them this, and then I've got some buckets of water. They have an automatic waterer, which I keep turning off because I'm using buckets of water. And like I said before, I was putting apple cider vinegar and lemon juice in them. I picked up some of this at the store yesterday, and I'm going to add this to one of the buckets of water this morning, and we're going to see if we can't get these chickens better again. In addition to this, I've also been throwing them stuff straight from the garden as extra. I told y'all my tomatoes weren't doing good. They weren't doing good because as soon as they start to turn any color at all, they would start to like get bad spots on them. So I was just picking them and throwing them to the chickens, which, like, I have been picking them and throwing them to the chickens before they start to rot. And also all my peppers back there, I would pick random peppers and just throw it to them just for, you know, the extra vitamins from that. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna feed these chickens real quick. And Pearl and the goats are not gonna be happy that they're not first. She's at the fence. She says, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. It's not their turn, it's my turn. I put a little bit of the feed out here because there's a few of the chickens that are like the lowest on the totem pole, and some of the chickens run them off from the main feeder in the coop. So I put some feed out here for them, and then I'll go put the rest of this in the chicken coop. All right, we've got, don't spill it. All right, we have a bucket of fresh cool water here. We're gonna add this packet to it. Push that around a little bit. Okay. And we're gonna set this, that bucket right there is what I was giving water to the chickens out here in, because like I said, there's a few that there's a little mean ones. They're not mean, they're just a little bit of a bully, and they keep running off chickens in the chicken coop that try to get the food, and I don't want them to run them off with the water. So we're gonna put this out here so they have water. Obviously, we're going to keep it far enough away from the fence that the goats won't drink it. But let me show you a little bit of what they look like, what we're dealing with, and then we'll go get their feed. As you can see, she's got some swelling around her eyes, on her face. Maybe you can't see it, but there it is. There, you saw it. A little bit of swelling. They're still eating. They're just coughing a little bit. And not all of them are that swollen, but there's definitely some excess fluids going on. I realize that may not look like very sick chickens to y'all, and it may be like, oh, why are you turning the meds? Because, you know, they don't look that bad to me. Well, I know my chickens, and I know that they're not well. And I couldn't capture the coughing because they weren't coughing, which is a good sign. Okay, it's a good sign. But I'm not gonna take any chances, especially with some of them having the loss of color and the swelling around their faces. So I'm gonna do what I can. It's very important to catch things early, okay? Very important to catch things early. I know I'm not telling y'all anything you don't already know, but I try to catch things early before we develop into a problem later. Next, we're gonna do Pearl and Annabelle and Mabel. So, well, where did I put my bucket? Hang on, I gotta go find my bucket. Okay, bucket. Normally I have my two buckets. I have my green bucket and then I have a pink bucket. But as you saw, the pink bucket I'm using as the extra water for the chickens. So we're gonna do one bucket and deal with it. Now, what I've got here for the girls is I'm using a little bit of a regular goat feed. It does look like it's a sweet feed. It's got minimal molasses in it. It's not a whole lot, but y'all. And then I have my regular goat pellets here. I'm giving them a little bit of a mixture, the goats, because they, I took away all their extra green pasture out here for these other goats. And so I'm just giving them a little bit extra. While they still do have grass, it's not as much as they had available to them before. So I'm just supplementing, giving them a little bit extra. In the mornings, I also do a handful of alfalfa pellets for the girls. The girls are Annabelle and Mabel. Okay, so that's this feed for them. And I'm going to pour it into a scoop because, like I said, I usually have 2 buckets, but I only have 1. So I'm going to pour it into a scoop for them. And they get about a cup each. And yes, I know Mabel's little, but because she's so little, I give them a cup each. Okay, a little much there. Okay, so the next thing that I do is, I realize you can't see what I'm doing down here, so I try to keep picking it up. I'm gonna use this bucket again, and I get 1 bowl, this is a 1 cup bowl of pig pellets for Pearl. It's an organic mini pig pellet. I'll just show you. This one. And then I throw in a scoop of mini pig skin and coat supplement. I just do about half of the big one. And then I do about a teaspoon of coconut oil. This is the last bit that I have in here. Now, I give the coconut oil because it helps more with the skin and coat from the inside out. But I'm running low because, y'all, if you have a goat that has like dry skin issues or something, you can use this. This is fantastic. You can either feed it to them. They absolutely love it. I would give them a tablespoon once a day. Or you can use it as like, just actually put it on them. It's like a lotion basically. I wouldn't coat the whole goat with it, and I would wait to do it till the evening so that they don't go all day long with a heavy coat of oil over their skin where it can't really breathe very well. But if you do this at night, you could put it on them for their dry skin. Same for pigs, you can do that too. And then my spoon, I'm gonna mix this for Pearl, and then I'm gonna go put water in this because I soften her food for her. And then we'll go feed Annabelle, Mabel, and Pearl. Okay, so next I'm gonna do my, I'm gonna do the boys, the white boys pen, or the boy pen, which now has Willow and Sarah Jane in there, but I just call it the boy pen. So the white boys, y'all don't know I have 5 dogs. So Behringer and Caspian, my livestock guardian dogs, I just call them the white boys. They're white and they're in the boy pen, so that's what I call them. Okay. They get a scoopful of a dry dog feed, and they also get, okay, I know people have different opinions on giving dogs raw eggs. I give my dogs raw eggs, okay? That's what I do. So I'm going to give them each 2 raw eggs, and then, because y'all, okay, here's the thing. I cannot in good conscience give my animals processed food for every meal, like for their whole lives. It's not good for people, so why is it good for animals? You know what I'm saying? Like I struggle with that. Like raw and real is the best for animals. And while I do supplement with grains and things for my animals, if I can at all, I'm going to feed them as real food as possible. So while yes, the white boys do get a scoop of kibble, they also get real food on top of that. So That's just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. Okay, so we've got that for the white boys, and then I'm gonna get a scoopful of feed for the goats in there. So I'm not feeding them a whole lot because I don't like to feed my bucks a whole lot of grain. Minimal. They don't really need much. However, I have my girls in there. My girls are getting ready to do some baby making. So I want to make sure they have adequate feed. And I could collar them all and tie them all individually and give them each what I want them to have. That is a process that I'm about to start. Can you see these? These are the new goats out here. I'm going to show you what I do for them in a minute. I ordered collars and leashes so that I can line them all up and tie them as they're eating. I learned this from my friend Miriam. When you have multiple goats, they eat multiple amounts, and some need this and some need that and different things. When you put it all out there for them, number one, the ones who need what they need aren't going to get all that they need. And number two, you often have bullies that will push the others off. And so you'll have smaller ones that aren't getting adequate feed anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collar them all and leash them all during feeding time. And that way I can know exactly what each one is getting. Make sure that they're getting what they need. And while out here, when you saw me do Annabelle and Mabel, they have leashes hanging, or they have, leashes hanging on the fence by the feeders. That was because I needed to do that when Willow and Sarah are over here. I have to leash Annabelle and Willow because when they're together, they eat so fast and then they'll run off the other two. Right now, I have Annabelle and Mabel, and they eat about the same pace, and they don't take each other's food. They do just fine right now. So, but when I put them back, I'm going to be, leashing them again. And I'm not leashing them in the boy pen right now because I don't have that set up. And for the little bit of time that they're over there, it's fine. Point is, my bucks are getting more grain than what they're usually used to. And that's okay for now. They get... My boys, all the boys get ammonium chloride in their feed once a day. I'm going to do a scoop of this per goat. I do that in the evenings. I haven't been doing it for the few weeks that the girls are going to be in there with the boys. But when it's just the boys, I give them this. This prevents UTI issues, urinary tract issues, stones, things like that. This helps the boys with that because people who know goats, they'll know that if you give grain to boys that urinary issues are a problem, and this helps prevent that. So okay, let's go feed these guys. Oh, and y'all, Sarah Jane over there, that's her right there, that one, she came in to eat yesterday. So timing wise, what was that? What did I just hear? See everybody? Everybody looks okay. Thought I heard a scream. Anyway, timing wise, if it took and was successful, falling backwards, this little girl right here would be due December 17th. My plan, my goal, my hope was that I could have possibly bottle babies available for people as like Christmas gifts, because in rural areas that's something that is a thing. People give animals as gifts, and so my way of thinking, it was like that would be absolutely precious. Let me tell you right now, getting a precious little bottle baby goat as a Christmas gift would be like my favorite Christmas gift almost ever was my little pig Pearl. She was given to me for Christmas from my siblings, and y'all, it was awesome. So a bottle baby goats available for Christmas presents. That was my way of thinking, like new babies at Christmas and then babies as presents. That was my line of thinking here for them. But yeah, they're waiting to eat. Let's go feed them. All right, now we are on to these goats over here. I have my method. Like in the mornings, I do chickens, those goats, then I do across the road, and then I do these, and then at night I do it like the other way around. I do these, then I do those across the road, then I do these. I don't know. I don't know why I do it that way, I just do. Okay, so what we're gonna start with is they have a medicated goat pellet that I give them. I'm gonna do a couple cups of that. I'm giving them a cup of my regular non-medicated goat pellets because I'm going to slowly switch them over to non-medicated because I feel like they're not going to need the medicated for too much longer. And so I'm slowly giving them some of this to switch them over. And then I do also give them a little bit of the sweet feed type goat feed mixed in because they are struggling a little bit. Their matcha scores are somewhat low and I want to build up those red blood cell counts. So molasses is good for that. So I just throw a little bit of that in there. I only do about a handful and a half of alfalfa pellets because they are on that green pasture over there. So I don't want too much richness for them. And then I throw in a couple handfuls of pumpkin seeds. I was telling y'all before that the pumpkin seeds are going to help prevent parasites, worms. It's a natural parasite dewormer. And then I do probiotics, okay? So I'm gonna just do 2 scoops over all this feed for them. Typically you would do a scoop per goat, but we don't have any loose stools anymore at all, and we don't have any runny noses anymore. We have no visible signs of any type of distress whatsoever, and so I'm still continuing just a little less of the probiotics in their feed. So that's this. And then because of the low matcha scores, we're going to build up that iron and red blood cell count. So I'm going to throw in a little bit, drizzle in a little bit of molasses because that is going to help a lot. And what I'll do later, what I do as an afternoon snack, I'm going to stir this up while I'm telling y'all. As an afternoon snack, I mash up a banana or 2 and I mix in some Power Punch. That is like a boost for goats. Actually, I mean it's for cattle, but you can give it to goats too. It's called Power Punch. And I mix that with the banana, and then I mix in some chlorophyll. This is also going to help with their iron and blood cell count, or blood level, red blood cell level, that's what I'm trying to say. And so they get that as a treat. Now if their matchas don't significantly start to improve in the next couple of days, I will do a vitamin B complex injection, start that protocol. But I'm thinking, because they're already looking great, I'm thinking this is adequate. So this is what we have. Kind of hard to see. I know, sun's bright, sun's shining. I'm not going to grab it with my hand because it's covered in molasses. There we go. Delicious. And so that's their morning feed. Now I also have been putting, I'm switching between A-Light, which is an electrolyte boost for their water, and apple cider vinegar. When you put something in their water, you want to give them fresh water every day. You want to dump that the next day if there's some left and redo fresh. So I've been going back and forth between the A-Lite and the apple cider vinegar in their water. And in the evenings, I just give them fresh water with nothing. But they don't mind the taste of the A-Lite or the apple cider vinegar. Like they don't, there's no difference to them that I've noticed. I did want to mention that this feed is what I give them in the mornings, and then in the evenings they get significantly less. They only get their medicated feed mixed with the regular goat pellet and not a whole lot of it. This bit right here is just something that I only do in the mornings, and then they'll get their afternoon snack, and then in the evenings they just get some minimal amount of grains. My shirt's getting wet. It's hot, y'all. It's getting hot. All right, so next we're gonna do the ducks. Where's my, oh, hey, this has nothing to do with feeding animals, but I went down and I put my eggs on the stand this morning before I started feeding up, and my friend Emma she dropped me off a couple of things. She makes goat milk soap, y'all. She makes goat milk soap. And I gotta open this and smell these. I set them in here because I needed to get started. But look, I'm gonna show you how cute that is. And that's just adorable. Oh my word, I smell it. Oh, I can smell this, and I can't smell very well right now. I apologize, by the way, if I'm doing any sniffing and whatever. Sorry, y'all. But this smells amazing, Emma. I don't know if you ever watch my videos, but if you do, this smells amazing. I think that's my favorite one yet. Okay, let's see what this one. I ordered two from her. I got the coconut, I got watermelon sugar and coconut, island coconut. Look at that. It's cute. Oh, I like that too. I just like the smell of the watermelon better, but this one's good too. And she puts them in these like exfoliating bags. So you just take the paper off and you leave them in the bag and you do the scrubby in the bag. She does an awesome job. She's gonna teach me how to make soap one day. She's been trying, y'all. She's been trying. I want to do it. I want to make goat's milk soap. I really want to learn. And I've been trying to get with her because she said she'd teach me. in all my free time. And every single time she said she's done it, something has been going on. Because there's always something going on. What is it, babe? Okay. But anyway, that's just sitting right here. Made me sidetracked for a second. Okay. Ducks. So, all I do for the ducks, I just use the last of my layer crumble. I have 6 ducks now, and I fill it to about here with layer crumble, and I give them that because that's all they get, and they really don't eat a whole lot because they're out on the pond and they're free ranging everywhere, and they eat so much vegetation and stuff out there from all over the place that that's all I give them. So let me go grab the feed out of my car, and then we'll go feed the ducks. All right, feed for the ducks. See, only about a quart of feed for the ducks. And sometimes I go out there and they still haven't even finished that, because this time of year they have so much to eat. Okay, let's go do this. My mother-in-law is out here mowing around the pond this morning. And it looks so wide open without all the chicken tractors out here. Looks just wide open. And here come the ducks. Hello, ducks. Do you see them? I'm coming. I'm coming. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Let's go eat. Come on. I'm gonna go listening. What? Okay. We're gonna check the eggs, y'all. Every single time you don't see me when I'm in between stuff, I'm probably hollering at the children. Like, can I do this? Can I do that? Can we do this? A lot of times they would be out here helping me, but they keep stepping out the door to holler at me because they don't feel good this morning, and so most of them are staying inside. But we're gonna check for eggs out here. And up here at this wisteria vine, sometimes they lay underneath it too. Let's see if we have anything under there today. We do. All the way back in here. Please don't be any snakes. Oof. Okay. Ooh, it is hot. I'm gonna do the last thing, which is I gotta give hay to all the goats. But first, y'all, I'm gonna need me a bottle of water. Oh my graciousness. I would go inside and get me some regular water, but if I go in the air conditioner or go into the air conditioning, it's gonna be a little while before I come back out, and I need to finish out here before I go in. So in the shop fridge, my in-laws keep bottled water. So we're gonna grab this and drink this, hay the goats, then we'll go in. Whoo-wee! You may be wondering why I'm giving them hay if they have pasture to be on. Well, goats are ruminants, and they're rumen, their guts, their digestive system, they need some roughage instead of just all the rich all the time from the grass. To properly digest their food, they need some roughage in there as well, and that's where the hay comes in. All right, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Until next time, keep cool and keep on the sunny side.